How can we get the Idolon mod? A Minecraft mod that, well, isn't recent at all. It's for version 1.16.5, but they've released new versions for more recent versions. And the truth is, it's a very, very complete mod, and that's what we'll be looking at today. Simply, what we're going to do is search for Idolon Minecraft mod. If we want it for 1.16.5, we deselect the normal Idolon, and if we want a more advanced version, we select Refracted, which has been working since 2023. As you can see, the last update was September 27th, 2025. So just recently, it's a mod that's being actively maintained. We just click on Files, Mod Loaders, Forge, all types of versions, 1.20.1, and then click the 3 buttons to get the file, okay? We'll save this file in Windows plus R app data, go to roaming, then to the Minecraft folder and head to the mods folder. And this mods folder is where we'll be saving Idolon. If we then go to relations, as you can see, Curious is required and JEI is optional, but well, it's also recommended. Okay, so with this, we could start using this incredible mod. Alright, how can we obtain lead ore? This Idolon ore basically appears according to the mod's description, right? According to the Ars Ecclesias, if we go to natural phenomena and then to ores, it tells us that this ore appears underground with similar rarity to iron. Iron spawns or appears more abundantly in layer Y. Y equals 16, okay? Which means we have a higher chance of finding this ore in those types of layers. So if I had to search somewhere, it would be in that exact layer. But well, it doesn't seem to be a very rare ore or mob, so to speak. Alright, how can we obtain silver ore, this Idolon ore? Well, basically silver ore is found underground according to the guide's description, and it's found at the same rarities or heights where we might find gold. That is, its highest spawn probability is at Y-16, okay? And if we mix silver and lead ore, we'll get pewter ingot, which is made by smelting pewter blend, which is made from lead ingot and iron ingots, okay? So that's it, it's that simple. How can we obtain the zombie heart in the Idolon mod? Well, basically we'll do it through the brute zombie, okay? This zombie, as you can see, has 20 health points, 3 armor, and if we defeat it, we'll get bones and rotten flesh. But we can actually get much more than that. We have a small chance that this mob will drop the zombie heart, alright? As you can see, it also has other drops like lead ingots and such, okay? With this, we can unlock some crafting recipes like the Essence of Death or the Glass Hand, right? These are rare and special items with unique effects and more. It's that simple. How to get tattered cloth? Well, in the Idolon mod, the Wraith will spawn in the world itself, okay? I'm not sure if there's a specific location. Let's check. We'll just go to monsters, then to Wraith, and there's no explanation. They simply appear at night and have a chance to drop tattered cloth or Wraith heart, okay? With a much lower probability than tattered cloth, as tattered cloth is a much more common and basic drop in the mod. How does enchanted ash work? Well, first of all, it's obtained by smelting bone, okay? We can get 2 from smelting 1 bone and 6 from smelting a block. Got it? Important. This powder is quite useful within the mob itself, as we often need to cage undead mobs, right? So if I now take a zombie, for example, and don't put anything on it and it starts to burn, it will start moving, okay? Let's see, if it burned, well, it starts moving on its own, okay? Even without burning. Now, if I take it and surround it with this, did you see how it stopped moving? That's because it can't cross the enchanted ash. And that's basically what this little powder is for. Basically to limit the movement of undead mobs. Important. So yeah, it's that simple. Alright, how can we perform the crystallization ritual in the Idolon's mod? If we right click, we go to rituals, and if we go here to crystallization ritual, we'll have access to everything, the whole ritual. But it's important to note that we need quite a few things, okay? To perform all the rituals, we'll need a brazier, flint and steel, stone hands, and a necrotic focus. Well, we'll need several braziers made with pewter ingot, flint and steel, stone hands, the necrotic focus, and the pewter inlay, which is made like this, okay? Pretty simple. We're going to need several, okay? We only need 1 necrotic focus. For stone hands, I think the most I've seen needed is 6, okay? And then just 1 brazier, so don't worry. Alright, so now that we've got the basics of how to perform any type of ritual, let's explain how to do the crystallization ritual that we'll be using to get soul shard. Basically, we'll need to put a bit of redstone dust, another bit of redstone dust, and 1 bone meal in the center. We'll need to have a wraith here and basically grab our trusty flint and steel, okay? Important. How do we imprison a wraith? Well, basically, we surround it with enchanted ash. And now we simply light this up. And what's going to happen is that this wraith will turn into a soul shard. Got it? So we'll wait for the whole effect to take place, and our friend dies and drops the soul shard, okay? The wraith doesn't need to be imprisoned. It just needs to be nearby, alright? So you can play around a bit with getting it closer and such. You can try it out, okay? So yeah, that's how this ritual works. How can we perform the lesser summoning ritual? Well, this is quite simple. you'll need a necrotic focus, 2 stone hinges, a brazier, and of course a lighter. What we'll need to do is put charcoal. Okay, we'll put rotten flesh, and then we'll put a soul shard. All right, we can obtain the soul shard through the crystallization ritual. And well, basically with this process, what we're going to do is spawn a zombie. Okay, but obviously this ritual allows us, oops, it didn't work, seems there was an error. Let's right click, go to rituals, and then to lesser summoning. And if we want to create a zombie, we need to put charcoal, soul shard, and rotten flesh. If we want to spawn a skeleton, we'll need to put the following: a phantom, for this, the following: a wither skeleton, important, a husk, a stray, a drowned, and a wraith. Okay, so these are kind of the crafting recipes. It's important to say that it worked before and now it's not working. I don't quite understand why. I don't know if there's an item blocking it. It doesn't seem to be. Okay, well now it won't work because I just made up the crafting, but it worked before, so it must be some bug where you can't do the same ritual twice in the same place or something like that. So be careful because I've already encountered it, okay? Alright, how can we perform the Alluring ritual and what does it do? Well, for the Alluring ritual, we'll need 5 stone hands, a brazier, red dye, soul shards, a golden apple, another soul shard, another red dye, and finally a Rottus bash in the brazier. Okay? Basically what this ritual does is attract peaceful creatures. So yeah, that's what it's going to do. If there are peaceful creatures nearby, it'll attract them so we can get food or whatever, alright? So yeah, it's that simple. What does the ritual of repelling do? Basically, we need to put a nautilus shell in the brazier, a soul shard, another soul shard, 1 quartz, 1 leather, and an iron ingot. Use 5 handstones, 5 stone hands. And basically, this ritual, well, it's lit with the lighter, obviously, and what it does is, it says, dually with the Alluring ritual, which attracts peaceful mobs, this ritual repels mobs. Bad ones, okay? So it's also very interesting and something to keep in mind. So that's it. Now you know it's that simple. Alright, how does the ritual of the sage work? Well, basically this ritual is performed using an emerald in the brazier. We put an emerald in the stone hand, an emerald with a brown mushroom. We add a fermented eye and 2 soul shards. And this way we'll be achieving nothing more and nothing less than an incredible result from this ritual, okay? And what will this ritual do for us? Basically, the ritual of the sage allows us to make villagers forget more quickly if we've hit them or done things like that, okay? Thus reducing their trading costs. So that's it, it's that simple. Alright, what does the time ritual do? Well, right now, for example, it's nighttime, okay? Let's say we want it to be daytime. We'll place a sunflower, okay? For the day. 2 soul shards in 2 stone hands. Stone, okay? The sunflower in a brazier, and basically then some charcoal and a seed. We'll light it, and this will make it daytime, okay? The process has happened, and theoretically everything should start spinning. Okay, there it is. There, the 600 components are burning, as you can see. The ritual ignites and everything spins until it becomes day. Look how beautiful it is with the sun coming through the door, okay? So that's it. Then if we want to make it night, it's the same, okay? 2 soul shards, but with a snowball and spider eye instead of coal and wheat seed and dark dye, okay? This way we'd make it nighttime. So, yeah, these are the day or time rituals. Alright, how can we perform the purification ritual? Basically, we'll use a glittering melon, okay? And what we'll do is put the enchanted ash in 2 stone hands. We'll add a healing potion and 2 soul shards, got it? What this will do is basically allow us to purify this, for example, a villager. You can keep the villager surrounded by enchanted ash so it doesn't move, okay? And then we just right click and the purification will begin. Alright, the surrounding fire isn't necessary. I just added it so you could see everything clearly. So, we'll start this process and our champion will eventually turn into a villager, okay? Therefore, it will be able to cross the enchanted ash. Very important. And that's it, simple as that. How can we obtain the Sword of Sapping? Well, it has an interesting crafting recipe. An iron sword in the brazier, a ghast tear, 2 nether warts, 2 soul shards, a shadow gem, and a potion of harming. Okay, so here we have all the ingredients ready. We just need the potion of harming. Now we'll just grab a flint and steel, right click, and the whole process will start to get... Oops, lucky it didn't work because it was the other side. The whole process would be done to obtain the Sword of Sapping, and there it starts to happen, okay? So as you can see, here are all the ingredients with the ghast tear, 2 nether warts, 2 soul shards, a shadow gem, and a potion of harming, and it seems like it failed. Right? It says, in addition, the ritual requires 10 hearts, okay? From living creatures that must be present in the ritual to be consumed. So, just a tiny little detail. Now, yes, now I have my 10 hearts. Let's go, piggies. Look, they're coming, poor things. See how they look at me. See how they look at you? Now we're set. Now we're ready. Nothing. You haven't seen anything, champ. You haven't seen a thing. What does this sword do? Well, basically, it's going to steal life from the target. What does stealing life mean? Well, it's going to heal you too. Okay. Oh, I don't believe you. I don't know. Well, you see, I have less health now. They've taken life from me. So basically, I hit the piggy, bam, and you see it heals me. That's it. Okay. So yeah, that's how this sword works. All right. How to get the blood amulet? Well, basically for this, we'll need to go through a whole process. This process is none other than performing the blood ritual and creating the blood amulet, which requires a basic amulet, a lesser soul gem, a diamond, 2 redstone, and a potion of harming, okay? And in the center, in the brazier, a basic amulet. So these items here in reverse order, got it? And now, we simply put a flint and steel that doesn't... It says, this process needs 20 hearts from living creatures. What does that mean? Well, if a pig, for example, has 5 hearts, it's important to have 4 pigs. Don't worry, guys, don't worry. Stay around here. Nothing's going to happen to you at all. Easy, easy, easy. Don't go, don't leave. You can also use stone blocks to make a little wall there so they don't escape. Relax. It's all good, all good, all good for me, because now I have this incredible amulet that basically stores life, okay? It'll allow you to have more lives. I'll equip it. Well, at first glance, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to give it to me, but let's eat a bit to regenerate. And honestly, it hasn't shown, I mean, it doesn't show me the stored life at all. Oh, look. It appears here, it appears here, it appears here. I was about to say it doesn't appear, but the saturation is messing it up like crazy. And the life storage is quite something, huh? Geez, I think it uses 3 saturation points to store a heart and a bit or half a heart. Look, 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 it uses 3 saturation drumsticks for 1 heart. Well, it's not the best exchange. Well, what a heart, half a heart. Oh my goodness. Sure, this is cool, because then I jump and what? And it uses this tank here to regenerate. Okay, well, let's see. It's good, but wow. I mean, you're going to use a ton of food, okay? I don't know if later there's an item that easily regenerates food, it won't let go. How do you perform the recharging ritual in the Idolon mod? Well, basically it's done with 2 snowballs, 1 redstone, and a lesser soul gem in the center, okay? If we use snowballs, it's for soul fire, and if we use blaze powder, it's for bone chill. Got it? Basically, what's this ritual for, right? The recharging ritual. Well, here I'll tell you about the 2 types. It says, the recharging ritual allows the user to recharge their wands, okay? When activated, the ritual will consume the ingredients, restoring the durability of the wand or the focus. Got it? So I understand there are 2 wands. There you go, Soulfire 1 and Bone Chill 1, okay? Fire's magical sparks. Not sure if I should try it in here. There it is, a bit of fire and a bit of ice, okay? So, it'd be cool to try and grab a zombie to test it, purely for educational purposes, of course. Let's see. 3.5 hearts. And the other one freezes, right? Chilled. Chilled is what the enchantment's called, huh? It leaves you stiff, and on top of that, they mock you. You're like, they even mock you. Well, it's not bad at all, okay? So this way we could, there you go, we could be regenerating the wand. No problem at all. Alright, how does the ritual of locating work? My goodness, the sunlight is really coming in, isn't it? Well, first of all, it's important to note that the ritual of locating is done with a map in the brazier, a raven feather, magic ink, and a compass. Why haven't you put compass? Well, because for some reason, every time I right-click, it teleports me, okay? And on top of that, it teleports me to places I don't understand. I don't understand why, I don't know if it's personal, but anyway, let's see a bit of what it does. If we right-click, we go to the ritual of locating. It says, the ritual of locating allows the user to fill a map with the position of the nearest structure of a specific type. This specific ritual, this recipe, is located in the catacombs taken by necromancers. I see, let's see, okay, structure, catacombs. There's a structure called catacombs, and I'm not sure if teleporting is a good idea because it's minus 450, but okay, let's go there. All for science, folk. Let's check out the catacombs, shall we? I see. So that's why it won't let me use the compass, because this appears in a structure called the catacombs, and there are blocks and everything made of lead. Very well. There are mobs, like the necromancer. Not bad. Oi, oi, oi. What are we seeing here? An altar, pretty cool, huh? Some heads, a spawner for what? Violetos. We're analyzing everything, right? A research table, okay. An investigation table, not bad. And where's the ritual here? I can't see it. I assume it should be around, but I'm not able to spot it. Or maybe it doesn't always appear, who knows? Well, it doesn't seem like there's much here, much of anything. Spawner, for what? Zombies. Well, this is the catacomb structure, and it seems we might find this ritual here, okay? In this specific one, it looks like there's no ritual or anything, but hey, I think the probability is there, right? So that's it, simple as that. Just to clear any doubt, of course, I was able to return. So that's it, simple as that. Alright, how does the crucible work? This Idolon tool? Basically, it's made with 7 dye ingots, and we'll be placing a campfire, putting a crucible on top, and on top of that, we'll be putting, actually inside it, we'll be putting water. Here now, it's not very visible. I'm not sure if it's just stayed like this, or... There, we put water. Okay, this water will start to boil, and well, the crucible has a ton of crafting recipes, such as soul harvest incense, magic ink, magic blood, gunpowder, leather, and so on. And all of this, up to 33 crafting recipes. Let's show, for example, how to make a gold ingot, okay? For the gold ingot, So you can see how the J mod indicates it to me, which is important and essential to have. It's 2 redstone, 1 soul shard, 2 gold ingots, and mix. So that's what we're going to do, okay? 2 redstone, 1 soul shard, and 2 gold ingots. Okay, let's do the first step. 2 redstone and 1 soul shard all at once, alright? It's in now. We'll wait for it to change color or show some effect. It'll take about 5 seconds. Now, 2 ingots, okay? It's important to throw the redstone and soul shards in together, got it? If we throw them in separately, the result won't happen, understand? And there we have it, the arcane gold ingots. See, I wanted to show you something. You can mix it too, okay? If it's boiling, you can mix it. I'm mentioning this in case you need it for crafting, alright? Just right click and mix. So that's it. This is how you make the arcane gold ingot, and now we can use the crucible without any issue. Alright, how does the apothecary stand work? Well, basically it's made with a crucible full of water, a campfire underneath. Let's place the crucible, fill it with water, and put the apothecary stand on top, okay? What's the purpose of the apothecary stand? Well, it doesn't have many uses, at least the Idolon mod itself doesn't tell us. Let's go to the Ars Ecclesia, right click, go to Artifice, and then to Apothecary Brewing. It shows us how to craft and so on, but then it only teaches us how to make sprouting fungus, which is fine, I guess. I'm not sure if, for example, tallow doesn't require this at all. Making arcane gold doesn't either, nor do reagents. So I don't really understand where Apothecary Brewing comes from, but it allows us to make this, okay? And let's be honest, sprouting fungus isn't that useful either. I'll check its uses, but I can tell you that beyond making sprouting fungus and crafting the enervating ring, which isn't bad, okay? Beyond that, there's not much else. Alright, how does the soul enchanter work? Okay, with this little crafting recipe here using the magic workbench, which is made with a diamond, 4 obsidian, 2 arcane gold ingots, and a book, and, well, 2 gold inlays on the sides. Here you have the interface of a magic workbench. Well, a soul enchanter will allow us to take our weapon, for example, and in exchange for experience and soul shards, we'll be able to add the enchantments we like the most. For example, we want looting, sharpness, we want shooting edge, we want fire aspect, and now improve what we have as long as they don't give us looting. They don't give us knockback, right? We can add breaking. And it will always allow us to select the best enchantments, okay? To the point where we already have the sword, well, as you can see, at maximum level, okay? And now it only lets me add knockback. Well, many people don't like swords with knockback, including me, so it's not necessary, okay? And that's it, it's that simple. Obviously, we can't add enchantments like mending, as they're not part of an enchanting table, but we can get the best enchantments for each sword and select them one by one. Clearly, this consumes a lot of experience, and especially soul shards, which aren't easy to obtain. But well, there we have it. Alright, how does the magic workbench function? Well, first we'll start with the crafting, which is done using a pewter inlay, purple carpets, and planks, okay? The pewter inlay is made with 4 pewter ingots. It's important to understand that the magic workbench is basically a crafting table with a 3x3 grid, like a normal crafting table, but with 4 additional slots on the side. It has tons of recipes, like this plate, this armor, this axe, the Ravenclaw, right? And other tools that give us access to more late game content, but they're mainly utility weapons with their own descriptions, like defending against magical attack, having an ineffable quality, and so on. So really, the item descriptions themselves are quite specific, you know? I could make a specific video for each weapon, but if it's already explained in the mod itself, it doesn't make much sense for me to specify exactly what each item does, because you can see it yourselves, right? So yeah, it's that simple. Alright, how do altars work in the Idolon mod? Well, there are 2 types of altars. First of all, they're made with wooden altars or stone altars, okay? The wooden one has this crafting recipe, and the stone altar has a much more advanced crafting through the magic workbench. Then we'd need the elder statue or the straw effigy, and the elder statue is made this way, okay? The gold inlays are made like this, and the holy symbol, well, it seems you have to obtain it, okay? Because it doesn't let me craft it. So how does it work? Well, we place a 3x3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we put it. Oh, a 3x3, it's 3x2, okay? And basically within this 3x2, we can add different objects. Theoretically, the maximum level, at least for some versions now, is 2 candles, a wither rose, a goblet, and a wither skeleton skull, okay? Well, maybe in future updates, there'll be higher levels, but for now, this is the highest level. We can see all of this within Thurgy, okay? Where they're going to show us a bit of everything, alright? Here they show us the lighting, okay? They tell us that a torch gives us 1 power, and 1 capacity. Or we can make the magic candlestick, which is what I have. And 3 power, okay? Then we have the altar skulls. Well, the wither is the best. The herbs, where the wither rose is the best. And the goblet, okay? And there's not much more. Then there's the mystical sign thing, which might be what it was referring to, right? Let's see, because this holy symbol, it says, born from a golden inlay. I can't read it, wait. It says, born from a pewter inlay, touched by darkness. And then it says, born from a golden inlay, touched by light, okay? That's the description, and I understand that's how it's achieved, right? The inlays are these tools here, touched by darkness and touched by light. There's a day ritual and a night ritual. I'm not sure if it refers to that, but it doesn't seem so, okay? Well, basically, what we'll have to do is create all these altars, and then based on these altars, we'll be able to make different signs, okay? Which are also obtained within the Arx Ecclesia. These mystical signs don't have any instructions on how to make them at first glance. Well, it's really cool. I think you'd need to have them before unlocking them, but anyway, the signs, well, basically, for example, you get one by throwing the Arx Ecclesia at a wit, then you throw it at a cleric, and with this you unlock 2 symbols, and then you summon those symbols 3 times, for example. You make the wicked sign, the wicked signal 3 times in front of the altar to get the blood signal, and so on. You unlock different effects that we'll explain in future videos. Alright, how can we unlock our first sign, the wicked sign? Well, basically, we grab a witch, throw the Ars Ecclesia at her, and when she returns it, we'll have obtained that sign, which should give us back the book, because she's keeping it in a way that makes no sense. There it is, okay? And this way, if we right-click, we have the wicked sign, which we can sing, alright? What does it do? Well, nothing, okay? It'll allow us to have, better signs in the future. Alright, how do we get the sacred sign? Well, basically we'll need a villager, give them a Brigo instant, and make them a cleric. We'll give them the Ars Ecclesia book, and this way they'll give us the sacred sign. Okay, let's see if they return the book, and once they do, you'll see we can access the sacred sign, right? The sacred path. Now, if we right-click and go to mystical signs, we can do it there, okay? What does it do? Well, it says, this sacred sign is an emblem of light forces and their return. It seems, call me crazy, but here in the Elder statue there was a holy symbol made with inlay. Wait, we didn't know how to make it before. It'll be that way, you'll see. We throw this, right-click, mystical sign, and it was the dark one, right? Oh no, it's this one. Well, it didn't transform. Wow, how will it be? Hey, I've done the sacred sign 3 times in a row and discovered the flame sign. It can purify and destroy. Okay, let's see. 3 times. Wow, I'm going to keep going until I max this out. We're unlocking the utility of the sacred sign here, so let's see. Look, his eyes had colored there. His little eyes, huh? Whoa, I don't know, but this isn't turning into a holy symbol, honestly. I understand there might be hidden combinations and such, but well, we've unlocked one symbol, hey. Alright, how can we obtain the wicked sign, or the blood sign, sorry. Basically, we use the wicked sign 3 times in a row, and this way we'll get the blood sign, okay? We do it in front of an important altar, and that's it. How to get the soul sign? Well, basically, we'll have our altar here with our goblet, and so on. We'll take a piglet, kill it in front, fill the goblet with blood, and then we'll use a wicked's plot and wicked's, okay? We'll chant it, and that's how we'll unlock the soul sign, alright? Okay? So that's it, it's that simple. Alright, well, I wasn't going to make a specific video for each tool, to explain each tool, because it seems a bit pointless, since most tools already have their description in their name, okay? Well, and about the signs, right? Regarding the signs, I should mention that there's very little information. Well, I mean, I know there are more signs, but I haven't found much information about them. So, if anyone knows, leave it in the comments, and if I see it, I'll pin it, okay? And if not, the others can like it, so it appears first. Well, what types of tools are there? Well, most of these tools are unlocked with the magical workbench, okay? Which is this tool here, the magic workbench. And, well, they're actually quite interesting. We have, for example, this axe that takes off 10 health, extremely sharp edge. We have this armor, okay? Made of silver. This armor is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. What's this here? I'm not sure if it covers my whole... Wow, it's really awesome. It gives us more magic power in case we have spells or such. We have the zapping sword, which basically does life steal. Interesting. The sanguine amulet, which stores life. The void amulet, which occasionally absorbs projectiles. We have the inversion pick, the enervating ring, which gives us a 50% increase in chanting speed, okay? Interesting. The warden mail, which defends us from magical attacks, right? So we have the bone paladin helm, bone paladin helmet, okay? We have a ton of armor. The raven claw, which basically says unfolds your wings, okay? And I understand it allows us to fly. Wow, you see? Look, it's one of the latest items they've added. To be honest, I don't really understand how it works, but while you're in the air, press the spacebar and that's it, okay? Then we have the bone paladin chest plate, alright? This armor here, which is honestly overpowered. We're talking about having all this armor, and I could remove the chest plate and still have maximum armor. Got it? Though, I have to say the mage armor is also very top tier, eh? And, well, these are all the items currently in the mod. They'll gradually add more over time. I hope they'll also explain the signs a bit more as they go. I understand that right now, from what I can tell, they're not explained simply because they don't have any use, okay? I mean, The highest enchantment I've seen was for placing a torch, which frankly I don't think is very interesting. For the curious, you can go to spells, and here I have Chant Fly, which is done with this, and well, there you have it, but I'm telling you that I don't know. Up top, I understand its mana, but again, I'm surprised because everything is super well explained, except for that part, so I guess that's it. They don't want to explain it, and that's it. Let's see, 2, 1. What happens if I reach 0? Oh, I can do up to 10 jumps, and I can charge 1 if I hold down the space bar. Well, I also wanted to mention these wands, okay? They take away 3.5 life points, and the prestigious warm palm lets us reach 4 blocks in length. This belt removes 60% of gravity, which makes you float a bit more, okay? So there are interesting things you can check out. Wow, it's incredible. This tool is incredible, huh? So that's it. It's that easy. I hope you liked this mod. Really, I mean, I loved it. I hope you guys liked it too. See you in future videos. How do you perform the ritual of capturing? Well, basically, we'll need a brazier and 5 stones or stone hands, and we'll add an essence of death. 2 soul shards, a bone, and 2 tattered cloth. And what does this ritual do? Well, basically, if we look here at the ritual, it says ritual of capturing. The ritual allows the user to capture the soul of an undead creature near the brazier, enabling the summoning stuff, okay? This wand here allows us to summon. I understand that it's that mob, right? It says though, the staff will need to be in the necrotic focus, which I don't see any necrotic focus here. Necrotic. Or that we'd need to put a necrotic focus too, okay? With the staff, okay? Important. The mobs will need to be weakened to 1/3 of their health, okay? That is, if a mob has 10 hearts, it should have 3, okay? 1/3, because otherwise it won't work. And importantly, if it doesn't work, it consumes all our resources, doesn't return them, and on top of that, it doesn't work, okay? So be careful.